Listen to your heart, tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart, tell me that you understand. Cause you are the one for me. If you just believe, 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 Listen to your heart, 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 heart. Listen to your heart, 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 heart. Listen to your heart, tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart, tell me that you understand. Cause you are the one for me. Just believe. You just believe. You just believe. You just believe. Listen to your heart, tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart, tell me that you understand. Cause you are the one for me. You just believe, 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 Listen to your heart, 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 heart. Listen to your heart, 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 heart. Listen to your heart, tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart, tell me that you understand. Cause you are the one for me. Just believe. You just believe. You just believe. You just believe. Listen to your heart, tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart.
Yes, people, good afternoon. Welcome back to another stream. Not the late night chat tonight because I am out this evening. So we're going to do our City United Community Shield preview now, 3:30. We haven't streamed at 3:30 in the afternoon in a while, so the numbers might be lower than usual, but you can do your part by just hit that like button, man. Hit those likes, pay your rent. Hit the like button. It massively helps me and Joey Boy. And subscribe if you're new. And thank you lot for 9.2k. You know what I'm saying? We're less than 800 away from 10,000 subscribers, man. We'll have to do a giveaway or something at 10,000 to reward you guys for your loyalty and your service to the community and the channel. So big up each and every single one of you. Catalan, the building, keeping it real. My G from Ireland. Darsh. Yes, Harry Briggsy, Only Blue in the Village, Justin Guess, Ethan Carroll, good to see you. Good to see you all. Football's back, man. Football's back. I'm glad, I don't really care about the Euros too tough, and I don't really care about the Olympics, you know what I'm saying? I don't watch the Olympics. I respect all the athletes and that. Big up to you lot doing your thing, but it just ain't for me. I'm more excited about the Community Shield than I am about anything that's happened this summer. So look, it's a Manchester derby. I did a preview last night, a quick preview of it last night on the Big Six for those of you who watched that. Me and Saeed both kind of agreed that it doesn't feel like a Manchester derby. It doesn't feel like a game that matters too much. Pep has always viewed it as an extended pre-season game. A number of our players probably won't play. A number of them aren't even going to be at the game, as I've read today in City Extra. But we are going to preview it. Little bit of transfer news, I suppose, that might kind of concern us. We were linked with Pedro Neto, obviously, earlier on the week when Alvarez left. He is now gone. Neto to Chelsea. Here we go. Done deal. it's I don't know how Chelsea fans can get excited. You know, it's like their 400th player this summer. I don't know, like you must run out of dopamine at this stage, but you know, it's probably the first bit of decent business Chelsea have done this summer. So we're not getting Neto. Neto's off the card. 60 million is a decent price for him if you can keep him fit. But now it looks, I suppose, Joe, like if we are to sign someone that we're aware of the name, it's all systems go for Eze, who has the release clause. Me and you kind of agreed that we would prefer Eze. So look, if we're gonna go get someone, Eze kind of seems like the most obvious now.
Which again was our preference, so like I'm okay with it. Like I'm not freaking out over Chelsea signing Pedro Neto. They're up to like 50 players now. I'm sorry, that is absolutely ludicrous. Like how, you know how we've been starved of transfers, right? But I'd rather us be kind of like, you know, scraping for news and links like we are. I'd rather us be doing that than doing what Chelsea are and signing a new player every single day of the window. Because, like, signing Haaland was an unreal feeling. You know, making multiple signings last year. Okay, they maybe didn't pan out as, you know, as, like, all world beaters. But again, when you sign a player, you're like, wow. You know, we've actually signed a player. There's a bit of potential there. You know, when we signed Doku, it was something, you know, different. There was something to be excited about. How can you, as a Chelsea fan, be excited when, you know, you sign a player, you go, wow, look at this player. And then a few days later, it's like, oh, now we've got another one. Like, it's just ridiculous. There has to be like a transfer ban coming as well, like, because how many rules are they breaking by signing like all of these players? Like, I'm sorry, it's just not on. Like, it's comical. You know, at the start when Chelsea was signing all these players and everybody was going like, oh my god, they're just signing everybody. You know, we're past that point of like shock factor now. It's like, okay, you're taking a piss now. It is actually ridiculous.
I don't know what the strategy at Chelsea is. I don't know. And to be frank, I don't care. You know, they're not going to bother us this season. You know, maybe a cup game here or there. You know, one off, they might bother us. But as far as challenging for the major honours go, they're not in the Champions League. And sorry, they're just not going to challenge for the Premier League. So I don't really care. You know, more power to them. And we'll see what eventually the outcome is when... you know, as time goes by, more heat will come on them, I'd imagine, regarding, you know, your PSOs and your FFPs and all these things. So we'll have to see. But Neto's got the cards. Neto's now not going to come to Manchester City. Eze seems like the prime candidate if we're going to do business. I mean, I saw a clip from Pep's press conference today. He was asked about Alvarez. He said, look, Alvarez wanted to go. We're never going to stop a player going. And then he was asked if we're going to replace him, and Pep says, I don't know. You know, we're talking every day. For me, that feels like, yeah, we're going to replace him. I think he would have said no. I think he would have said no outright if we just weren't going to. If City don't plan to sign anybody, Pep will usually just say no, and that'll be that. But I think we will sign someone. But look, we're not going to have anybody between now and tomorrow. We are what we are. Pre-season is over, but as I said, we do view this as sort of an extended pre-season. The Community Shield, I've been to Community Shields, man. I've been to plenty of Community Shields over the years. You know, if you have the money or you're in London around that time, you know, it's a nice day out to go to Wembley, but it's not like, say, in Germany or in Spain where this fixture every season is kind of hotly contested or means something. It's very much an extended preseason game, at least for teams like City. You know, Arsenal last season did take it very seriously, even though they tried to claim they didn't. They thought they thought they had an upper hand in winning the league by beating us to the Community Shield last summer. City never care. Pep never cares. It's always about trying something out. It's always about giving minutes and getting you know, time in the legs, match sharpness, and that kind of thing. I would imagine we will see another preseason type team take to the pitch, and you might see a couple of the big hitters come off the bench for 10-15 minutes just to sharpen them up, because the overall thing is like City aren't building towards Stamford Bridge next week. No, City are building towards the months to come, and to build towards it's a marathon, not a sprint. Essentially, like, we're not trying to get all of our top players in peak physical condition for Saturday week, whatever it is, Sunday week away against Chelsea. I said in the Big Six last night, I don't expect the game at Chelsea next week, the performance from us, to be tantalizing. You know what I'm saying? To be an unbelievable performance. I still expect City to look rusty for the first few Premier League games. Ipswich at home, you know, it's a good first home fixture to have, but they're coming up with a point to prove. They want to stick around. It's a free hit for them because everyone's expecting them to get battered. So I don't expect that game to be particularly easy either. So I'm trying myself to pull the reins in a little bit, pull my horns in a little bit regarding like what to expect over the next few weeks, because how many seasons have we A, lost the Community Shield, B, started off really slow, unsure of what we're doing, Pep's experimenting, messing around with a few things, and then, you know, come May, it's all made perfect sense and we're lifting a trophy above our head yet again. So look, this game, it may mean more to Man United than it means to us. I mean, Saeed doesn't seem too arsed about it, but look, if I was Eric Ten Hag, you know, with a target on my back 24/7, I'd be trying to win this just to say I beat City, you know, an I beat City medal. And also he's lifting another piece of silverware, if you want to call it. And for them, they're trying to build a system. They're trying to, you know, they're trying to build some style of play, which I can't tell you what way they play. But for us, Joe, it may as well be still in America.
Pretty much. I mean, that's the way I view pretty much every Community Shield that we've ever played in. Is I'm not too arsed if we lose. Maybe I'm a bit more arsed this year because it's United, but and even again, I'm still not thinking of it as a derby. It is like it genuinely. You know what it feels like? Remember, was it 2017 or 2018 when we were in? I think we were in America as well. We played United in pre-season. It's the exact same feeling. I just 2017. I just don't care. I really don't care too much. If we lose, we lose. If we win, we win. You know, I'm not going to lose sleep if we lose. And I'm not going to go over the top and celebrate like mad if we win. Like, it's just not like... it's hard to get yourself up for this type of game because, I mean, a couple of years ago, we lost to Leicester in the Community Shield. Like, it's really not that big a deal. We've won some. We've lost some. Had a couple of penalty shootouts. Like... It just is what it is. Usually we have a 2 or 3 game preseason, so this is usually, you know, viewed as an extra game to get minutes more than anything because we always run a short preseason. I mean, this year we did 4 games, which, you know, for us is quite a long preseason. So, you know, we could probably do without this game, to be honest. But I mean, it's nice day out at Wembley again if you're there. I wouldn't be one of these people who, you know, I won't go all out and, you know, make this a priority. I know it's a day out at Wembley, but, you know, we've had multiple FA Cup finals and Carabao Cups over the years. Like, if you wanted to go to Wembley, the opportunity for, you know, an actual trophy that, you know, would mean a little bit more than the Community Shield, it means more. You know, the opportunity to go to Wembley is there, so like it's really not that big a deal. Like I'm not gonna overreact at all whatsoever. Like it's very difficult to get up for this sort of game, but I'm still in at the same time as if I'm saying, you know, I'm not really too asked about the outcome. I'm still looking forward to watching the game because by technicality it is a competitive fixture and there is a piece of silverware on the line and. You'd imagine more first-team players would be involved in this one. You know, you think, you know, your likes of, you know, Ake, Diaz, Akanji, those players who got knocked out in the Euros, you know, sort of early on into the knockout stage, they should be in and around the team, which, you know, it should be more senior than it was on pre-season. So it'd be useful for them. But, you know, as for your Haalands and your Grealishes, you know, the players that did pre-season, it you know, it's like nothing to them, really. They're pretty much ready to go.
Hit the like button, people, man. Over 50 in the building. We're only on 20 likes, not even a 50% ratio. Make sure you've hit the like button. It really does help people find the channel on the road to 10K. I think, look, for the most part, you know, our big hitters, they don't have a point to prove. You know, your Diaz, Ake's, Vardiols, these kind of guys, they don't have a point to prove. We know what they're about. We know what they're going to do throughout the course of the body of the main season. But there are some players who, you know, it's a good opportunity. It's a good opportunity. I mean, it's a great opportunity for your Oscar Bobs, your Rico Lewises. I don't know if either of them have ever played in Wembley. Maybe Rico has. I'm not too sure about Oscar Bob. You know, maybe Nico O'Reilly, James McAtee, these kind of guys to get, you know, experience on the big stage, on big Wembley in front of however many go. It's a 90,000 seater stadium. It's a good chance it'll be sold out because it's Man United, Man City in Wembley. And then there's other players, you know, like Kovacic, maybe Mateus Nunes. No, because he didn't come back early, did he? But Kovacic, you know, he's going to be fighting for position quite a bit this season. Will he be a number 6? I'd imagine he will be tomorrow. Will he be Rodri's main deputy? Is he going to get game time as a number 8? You know, it's an he will play tomorrow. I think he'll start. It's an opportunity for him to stake a claim. And then, you know, more specifically, I'm looking at Jack Grealish. Myself and Joe, or I recorded a video and Joe's editing it at the minute about Jack Grealish. A really good video. It's highly edited. It's like our Savio one, which you guys show great love to. It's coming out soon. But, you know, this is a massive season for Jack Grealish. And I've seen some crazy takes on my Twitter timeline. You know, I'm sure plenty of you kind of know the account I'm talking about, saying, if Jack Grealish doesn't have a fucking 10 out of 10 season this coming season, he's the worst signing in the Pep era, which is absolutely crazy. I'm perfectly comfortable with admitting that Jack Grealish for the entirety of his Man City career has majority been overwhelming. But I think to call him the worst signing in Pep's era is outrageous because of simply for the fact of what he did during the treble season. He was absolutely crucial. We saw what he was about then. This coming season is huge for Jack Grealish, for his reputation, for his profile, for his future at City, you know, with talk of Eze's, with talk of Musiala's, with talk of all sorts of players linked to us both this summer and next summer. Jack needs to fight for his place. He needs to fight for his shirt. He needs to show what he's about and redeem himself, because look, by hook or by crook, Jack Grealish, you know, he missed a lot of football last season, fell out of form at times, played well at times, got injured at times. Remember, he was ill. I think his family got, you know, armed robbery done to them at one point throughout the season as well. So he did have a lot to contend with on a personal level. But, you know, football's ruthless. So this season, he needs to hit the ground running. For Jack, this can't be a season where, you know, he builds into it, or he grows into it, or he has purple patches, or, you know, he's not looking great here. He needs to get his place and he needs to fucking hold it. So for him, this Community Shield game is one where I need Jack to perform. I need Jack to look good tomorrow. I need Jack to look so good that he's one of the first names in the team sheet for Stamford Bridge next week. And then Stamford Bridge next week, I need him to be great there and continue that for the next fucking, you know, however many games that we have this season and that Pep feels he should be involved in. He needs to be important. He needs to be a big player this season. So, I mean, for him personally, Joe, you can look for us as a team and for Pep as a manager and what we're going to do throughout the season, the Community Shield does mean a lot. But players like Jack Grealish need to use it as a platform. Let me get a drink.
Yeah, I can't believe that tweet that I saw as well. But one of the worst signings in the Pep era. I'm flabbergasted. We have players still in the squad that are worse signings. Like, I'm just looking through Pep's signings throughout his time. Nunes is still at the club. Like, he cost more than Haaland. I can remember maybe 5 games that he played last season. You've got Calvin Phillips. He's still at the club. We can't move him on. Like, there are worse signings that Pep has made. There's really even worse, even when you go down the list. Like, it's just ridiculous. Zach Steffen cost us about 3 FA Cup semi-finals. Nolito. Remember Nolito? My God, what an absolute car crash of a signing. Like, Claudio Bravo. After one season, he was replaced as number 1. Like, there are so many worse signings than Grealish. It's ludicrous to say that if he doesn't have an unbelievable season, that he's the worst signing in the Pep era. But I mean, after pre-season, he looks good. He scored. You know, he was captain at certain points. At one point, he walked off the pitch with the armband, and we didn't have a captain, so that was nice. That was nice to see. But I mean, he's at a position now where he's got a little bit of an advantage, doesn't he? Because he played in pre-season, so he's already got minutes. So yeah, he's got to use it, but he's in a privileged position as to where he's already got minutes. He's already match sharp. He's already ready for the start of the season, whereas competition isn't. You know, Oscar Bob, he was there as well. Savio didn't go pre-season. Doku wasn't on pre-season. Bernardo Silva wasn't on pre-season. Foden wasn't on pre-season. All these players that will compete with him for minutes didn't go on pre-season. So he's, 1 or 2 steps ahead of the people that he's competing with for position. So he's going to take this opportunity now. Obviously, on Saturday it kind of starts, but I'm more looking at, Stamford Bridge, because I imagine he'll start there too. He's going to take this opportunity where he's ahead of his competition for place. He's already match sharp. He needs to set the standard from the start of the season, because if he does that, and keeps his place, it's going to be very difficult for those to take it off him because, of course, the guys who he's competing with for position need game time, to be able to get into rhythm and to be able to get match sharp. And Grealish is in that position where, it's up to him. He can start the season and try and rectify what happened last season because, he had loads of injuries and personal issues and loads of shit happened. But I don't think you can look at last season. And while it was disappointing, I don't think you can look at that and go and just disregard everything that happened when we won the treble. You can't just look last season and go, oh well, that happened. Don't matter that we won a treble. No, you got to take it as a sample size. So it's kind of, first season I always write it off for new players. First season it's like, all right, calm. You get your adaptation period.
That's why I say people need to chill on Savio.
Yeah, because you get your adaptation period under Pep. You get your first season out the way. It's never normally spectacular unless your name's Erling Haaland and you're an absolute freak. You look at Mahrez and all these players over the years that have taken a season to kind of get underway. I imagine Doku will be the same. Grealish was the same. Like, these players sometimes take a season under Pep. So first season was a write-off. Second season, we won the treble. And then the third season was kind of down. So it's by no means the worst signing of the Pep era. That is ridiculous. But I do also get the point of, well, if he doesn't turn around and have a good season, especially if he doesn't start well, considering he's literally nailed on to start the season. It's in his hands. If he doesn't start well, then I don't know, maybe you got to potentially think about moving him on at some point. Because, we can't just afford to have him in the squad just because we paid all that money for him. So, he does have to, take accountability and put it into his own hands, which again, that's up to him. But he's going to get the chance to do it. Like, he will play.
It's in his hands. That's the thing. That's the beauty of the situation for him. It's not out of his hands. It's not out of his control. W Sai, man, LFC Sai, one of my guys. Big up to you, Sai. Great to see you, my brother. Member for 2 months. Congratulations. He says, I think City need 2 signings, but mostly Rodri backup. I think we agree. I think every City fan agrees with you, Sai, 100%. Rodri backup is kind of the most paramount, the most important right now, but there is, rumors, reports suggesting that we'll also go for an attacking player. So, yeah, I think you're spot on, but the Rodri backup's a total mystery. A total mystery. Every City content creator's doing streams on it. We're all doing videos on it. No one really has an answer. And then as far as attacking players go, I think Eze makes the most sense for me. But yeah, look, big up to you, Sai. Congrats on 2 months. Massively appreciate you joining us as always, brother. But yeah, look, with Jack Grealish, the beauty of it is it's in his hands. It has to be a big season. He has to hit the ground running. He has to show why he, not why we bought him, because I think he's already proved why we bought him. I think that's already been done. And people can say, oh, but he cost 100 million. It is what it is. Villa wanted 100 million. The release cost 100 million. City were willing to pay it. I think he's shown a lot of what he can do, but there's obviously more in there. And this must be a season for him where he really flourishes, because there's young players coming up behind him. You know what I'm saying? Doku, Bob, Savio. You got Foden there, Bernardo too, and I'm no doubt there'll be more. Maybe Eze, maybe Musiala in the future. I don't know. There's plenty to come. So he's got to fight for his place. He's really got to fight. I know Pep loves him. Pep does love Jack Grealish. He loves what he offers, a really unrewarding role. But he's got to up the ante this season. He's really got to up the ante. If Doku's final product improved, it'll be a long season for Grealish. It could be. It could be. That's true. I'm not ruling that out, say less. I'm not ruling that out. You don't know me, man. You don't know me. I love Jack Grealish, and I've always defended him till the bitter end, and I'll continue to do so. But I'm also realistic that, if Doku's offering more, Doku's outputs more, and Doku improves his off the ball stuff, which Jack Grealish does really well. Jack Grealish tracks back better than any winger we have at the club. He tracks back. He works hard. He does that unrewarding stuff better than any of them, but that's not going to be enough. If Doku improves on that, yeah, Doku will take his place. It's true. It's absolutely true. So look, there's players like Jack, Oscar Bob, another one who people are saying they want him to get more minutes this season, and I say why not? Why not for Oscar Bob? Of course, why not? But tomorrow it really starts. What you did in preseason was great, but in a couple of weeks' time, no one gives a shit what you did in preseason. That's just the reality. That's not me being harsh. In a couple of weeks' time, if people aren't playing well, if results aren't going well, and it's really looking off the boil, people don't give a shit about preseason. So the great thing for Oscar Bob is, and Rico Lewis as well, is that it's in their hands. They are going to start tomorrow. They're going to start. Kyle Walker's not available. John Stone's not available. Phil Foden's not available. So these players are more than likely going to start. It's in their hands. If Oscar Bob plays well tomorrow, you know he's one of the first names in the team sheet for Stamford Bridge. If he plays well on Stamford Bridge, all of a sudden he's in contention for the Ipswich game, plays well against Ipswich, and you kind of get my drift here, people. It's yeah, exactly, Briggsy. He needs to carry preseason form into the real competitive season. This is why, and people, we got so many negative comments, Joe, about this over the last couple of weeks. When everyone's gassing up and telling us how great Oscar Bob is and Nico O'Reilly is and these young players and gassing up Savio before he's put on a blue shirt, I'm cool with that. I like that. That's fun. It's nice. I think, of course, praise players when they're playing well. Give Oscar Bob credit where credit's due. He smashed preseason. Nico O'Reilly looked good. Savio, he's done great at Girona, but let's see at City. I always say, slow down now. Now you got to slow down, okay? Slow down. Park the what happened in preseason and leave it in preseason. Do not carry the buzz of preseason into the competitive season. Totally different ball games. May as well be different sports in terms of the intensity and the level they're played at. You know, the Chelsea that we hockeyed last week is not going to be the Chelsea we play in Stamford Bridge next week. I know they're a mess too, but I promise you it'll be a more difficult game. So your Oscar Bobs and these kind of guys will need to up their level to match that. But I'm not going to put mega pressure on these guys and say, because they cooked in preseason, boom, they better go cook against Chelsea now next week. They better go cook against Arsenal on the 22nd of September. That's not fair. That's not fair. That's putting pressure on young players. That's going to stunt their development, and it's not necessary. It's not necessary. So people need to separate preseason with regular season. You know what I'm saying? It's just, that's the way, for me, it has to run. And that's what Pep will do. You know, when Pep, if Oscar Bob has a stinker tomorrow, which I don't think he will, but if he has a stinker tomorrow, Pep picking his team next week for Stamford Bridge isn't going to go, well, Bob cooked in America, didn't look great in the Charity Shield. He's going to think about it. You know, he's not going to go, well, he cooked in America, so I'm going to play him in the Premier League. I think basically what I'm saying, Joe, is you have to be able to separate the two. You get me?
But yeah, I mean, I said it when I was doing my preseason roundups after every single game. I said it. It's all well and good, you know, Oscar Bob lighting it up in preseason. But like you said, it's a different sport. The teams aren't parking the bus in preseason. I bet you any money. We got to Stamford Bridge, 10 men behind the ball. 10 men behind the ball. Well, how does Oscar Bob react? Well, especially, right, guarantee Ipswich, they will try and make it difficult because they know they are massive underdogs and everybody's expecting them to get panned. So they will probably come and park the bus. Oscar Bob, again, he did phenomenal in preseason. He's probably our best player in preseason, right? But again, he was playing against teams that weren't set up to win. They were playing against teams that were set up to get fitness, you know, to play a bit of football. When you get to the regular season, 9 out of 10 times we play teams, they park the bus. They put every man behind the ball. You know, it's a different kettle of fish. It's totally different to preseason, which is why you just need to, you need to slow it. You need to temper expectations. You can gas up players. I like the gassing up players. I like having confidence in our players' ability and comparing them to, you know, other players and, you know, saying how good they are. But you also need to temper expectations because you fall into the trap of you do the same thing that happened with Doku, where everybody goes mad over his first 5 games. And then when he has a bit of a dip, because the expectation is so high because you gassed him up so much, it's like impossible for him to meet that expectation again because he's a young player in his first season under Pep and it's not right to expect that level of performance that he had in his, you know, first couple of games throughout the season. It wasn't the plan from the start of the season. It just happened because of injuries. And it was unfair to expect that. Same thing with Oscar Bob. I'm not expecting Oscar Bob to go and play like he did in pre-season and play to that level every time he's selected. I'm not. Same thing with Savio. I'm not expecting him to play like he did for Girona last season. I ain't expecting that output because I know, having watched enough football under Pep, that he usually takes a season. And you need to be slow with it. You need to be patient with it sometimes, especially with these younger players and new signings. You need to kind of just chill a bit and gas them up, but don't, go overboard and start saying they're the best this, they're the best that, they should start every week, the first name on the team sheet, because then you end up in...
It's not being negative. It's not being negative. It's being realistic. You know what I'm saying? It's trying to protect the player. That's literally what we're trying to do for those of you who are like, oh, you're so negative. It's trying to protect the young player. It's trying to get longevity and the young player to hit his clearly really high potential. We don't need to rush it. It's not like, oh, he's got really high potential. Let's get him to his high potential by Christmas. He's 21. He's just turned 21. Let the kid grow. Let the kid develop. Do you know what I'm saying? Phil Foden's 24 now. He's had a lot longer to have the development and the patience and that kind of thing. Let's not rush it. We're not looking for Lamine Yamal. We're looking for young players who've come out of our academy to bridge the gap between academy to first team, which is a big, big, big bridge to gap. So listen to me.
Well, you say it all the time about Lamine Yamal, don't you? You don't find these random 16-year-old world beaters just out of thin air. They, again, pardon the pun, I use this phrase a lot, and it's just unfortunate the way it happens, right? But it is quite literally once in a blue moon you get that sort of player like a Lamine Yamal. That doesn't happen all the time. We've had that. We had that a few years ago. Foden was our Lamine Yamal.
Yep.
That's just the reality of the situation. That was our Lamine Yamal that happened a few years ago. It's going to be, at least another few years until we probably get another one. Oh, I say probably like it's, set in stone. But it's going to be a while before. You don't get them every couple of years. You get them maybe every decade, maybe every 7, 8, 9 years, something like that.
Oh, remember that Carlos Borges kid? Yeah, Carlos Borges, who's at Ajax now, or he didn't do too well. No one knows about Carlos Borges now. I remember how much hype was around him, and I remember going to an EDS game. I think it was against Aston Villa two seasons ago, maybe, and he cooked. He was unbelievable, yeah. And there was a guy beside me in the stands, and Alpha, bless him, was like, "Oh, that Borges kid needs to be in the first team. He needs to be playing ahead of Grealish or whatever." I said, what you're seeing in front of us on the pitch right now, mate, is not what you will see over across the road in the Etihad. It's not. You will see a totally different competition for the player to deal with, a totally different level of intensity for the player to deal with. There's literally a bridge between the Joey Stadium and the Etihad Stadium. Yeah, let's use that as the metaphor. That bridge is a big bridge to cross for these young players. Big ass bridge. And when they do cross it and they do get to the Etihad to play for the first team, it's not like, oh, they're here now, they're ready to go. No, the Etihad's a tough place to make your name too. So, boy,
and they're playing against competition as well. People forget that. They might light it up in EDS, but they're playing against kids at the same age as them. They're also playing against players that are under the age of 23, who are also trying to make a name for themselves.
Do you remember the day Cole Palmer? Yeah, I was at this game.
I remember this one. We played Burnley.
I was at this. Yeah, Cole Palmer played against Burnley for the first team. He came on as a sub. It was 2 years ago now, easily 2-3 years ago. And I was sitting in the Colin Bell. This Cole Palmer kid comes on, 18, 19, came on, looked good against Burnley, looked decent. Obviously, it's tough for him coming on. It might have been his Premier League debut, not too sure. That same afternoon, he went across the road, back over the bridge, literally, to the Joey Stadium, and played against Leicester for the academy team and scored a hat-trick.
He played 2 games in 2 days. He came on for like 10, 20 minutes.
Two games in like 5 hours. It was 2 games in a day. 1 day.
It's 2 games in the same day. The man played like 10, 20 minutes of a Premier League game, took a couple hours, went across the road, and played 90 in the Premier League 2 and got a hat-trick. It's different levels of football between senior level, Premier League 2, under-23s football. Because again, under-23s football, you're playing against your competition. You're playing against other under-23-year-olds who are also trying to make a name for themselves. So the game is totally different. That's why when you see someone lighting it up with the EDS and people start demanding that they're in the first team, it's like, well, hold on a minute. He's playing against guys the same age. He's not going to be able to replicate that against guys who are like 10 years older than him. And it's not going to happen.
Exactly. No. But yeah, look, it's one of those ones that as fans, I get it. We get carried away. I get carried away. Trust me, I get carried away. But at the same time, you gotta reel yourself back in. Super chat, professional Harambot now. Rah, new name, you know. Okay, it's a soundboard, Joe.
That's an outrageous pic. That's an outrageous picture.
Soundboard, Joe.
That's an
Congrats,
outrageous
professional
picture.
idiot.
The new
Outrageous
alias.
picture, but I rate it. Congrats on the new identity. App's always buzzing for you, my friend. He says, I think the problem is Grealish is just afraid to take risks of what Pep instructs him to do. When he played against Madrid in the 4-0 win, he was creative and energetic. He needs true. And I said this I did say this video in the video yesterday, Joe, that's coming out soon, about Grealish playing with confidence, and he's very much a confidence player. Raheem Sterling was a confidence player too. When you had Raheem Sterling playing with confidence, Raheem Sterling cooked. He cooked. But when Raheem Sterling had no confidence, boy, Raheem Sterling will make you feel sick watching him. You know what I'm saying?
Leon.
Grealish, of course. What?
Leon.
Brilliant. Of course, his output, his goals and assists could have been a lot better for sure. But can you still hear me, Joe?
Yeah, my OBS cut out again. I don't know why. It's back now. I've got notification there. Yeah, we're still live. It just cut out for like a second. I'm good.
Sorry, people. Sorry. Look, what we saw from Grealish during the treble season was brilliant. Of course, his goal and assist output could have been better, of course. But if you're just solely focused on goals and assists, game's not for you, man. Just watch football on live score, yeah? And we did the big up live score. They don't even sponsor us, yeah? They don't even sponsor us. No one sponsors us, yeah? Download live score and go, this is how I'm now going to watch football, because what I see coming up on my phone is what I'm going to base my opinions off. No, watch the game with your eyes. Grealish was fucking crucial to us winning the treble. Treble doesn't happen without Jack Grealish. Treble doesn't happen without Jack Grealish. I mean that. Cutting out, Joe.
Are we still cutting out? Let me have a look at this. It's fine on my end.
People, refresh your pages, man. Refresh your pages.
Fine on my end. Let me go on my phone.
Yeah, it's breaking out.
Is it? It's fine for me. It literally looks fine to me on my phone.
Talk to us, people. Tell us if we're back, man. Someone in the chat just say if we're back. And if it's looking all right, carry on for now. It's all right. Harambot pick causing problems.
Bro, that's an outrageous profile picture. I can't believe
Harambot,
it.
you owe us 10 gifted, man. Your picture's killing the stream here. I saw a professional idiot. He gifted 5 to the Big Six last night, and it never got shouted out. But I saw it, professional idiot. I saw it. Trust me. But yeah, you're killing our stream here with your crazy profile photo. But you know, big up to you, my brother. Big up to you. Yeah, I don't know what the issue is, people. Maybe YouTube's having a problem because Joe's OBS says it's fine, but maybe YouTube every so often has a bit of a meltdown, doesn't it? But yeah, sorry about that, people. Hit the like button, though. Hit the like button. What I was saying was, look, Grealish. Yeah, he needs confidence, and confidence can only be built from yourself. You know, you have to go and find the confidence. You got to play yourself into being confident. Even Mahrez was a bit like that, you know. Mahrez, you needed to play Mahrez into form at times. You know, he wasn't one of these players that if you took him out and then put him back in, his form would stay consistent. You needed to play Mahrez into form. You know, you need to give him a run of games to get the best out of him. So this is an opportunity. Grealish is going to play the next couple of games. He's gifted 10. Hit the soundboard, Joe. You didn't have to. I was only joking around, my brother. I was only joking around, but he's done it. Treble got one. Craig got one. Nishay got one. Stephen got one. Ed got one. Marshy Boy, Kane, Romy, GG, and JMJ and Ali Garcia all got a gifted membership of our literal king, man. Our literal king. Professional idiot. Massively appreciate you, my brother. What
The
a king,
profile
man! What a
picture won't leave me alone, man. Every time I bring up one of these chats,
Oh,
man,
he's
it's
he's
there.
just such a good guy, man. He's such a good guy. Honestly, on a real one, all jokes aside, man, we genuinely can't thank you enough. Honestly, massively appreciate you. You know, we don't make a huge amount of cash off YouTube. We do this because we love talking to you guys. We love meeting people like you, professionally, and people like all of you in the chat. You know, it's not enough money to make a living off, but we absolutely love doing it. So anytime any support like that comes in, it's like, wow, thank you so much. And he comes in with a 5, says, you ever see those bots on YouTube comment sections? That's the idea behind the names and pro. Okay, we're getting a bit of insight into the life of a professional idiot. I hear that.
It's
You
very
do a good
creative, very creative.
creative.
I actually do. I actually don't know how you come up with the new ones. Like I don't want to know the search history for the pictures, mind. But I don't know how you come up with the new names. Harambot, Cheeksbot. What was it? Professional Unai Emery was the first one that I think we saw. Like,
Yeah.
bro, is it like everything? I can't wait to see what's next. I know he's only just changed it, but I can't wait to see what's next. Like, I couldn't guess.
Nah, he's a funny guy, but he's obviously a really good guy as well. Genuinely, professionally, I don't even mean that on a joke thing. I mean that really. I massively appreciate you. Like, we never expect anybody to donate or to super chat because we're not like that. But when people like you come along, and I know plenty of you have done it before, and you never have to. We're never begging for it, but it really does mean a lot. Thank you so much. Genuinely, really mean that. Big up to you, legend professionally. Been supporting us since we went full time on the channel as well. A proper day one OG. Legend, man, legend. Oh man, get me all emotional. Where were we? Right. Yeah, you were right though about Jack Grealish needing confidence. Who else is there that should be talked about? I suppose regarding tomorrow and the next couple of weeks. Like, who is there that you'd be looking at saying they're not one of the mainstays, but they could work their way in? I mean, I assume, could Savio be in the squad tomorrow?
Well, I mean, I'd assume he'd be in the squad.
He's been
Because
training.
obviously, yeah, he's been training, and the only players that were officially ruled out were anyone who played in the final of the Euros. So no Walker, no Stones, no Foden, no Rodri. Those are the only 4 that I think were like properly ruled out. Like Pep said, they're not even here. They ain't even training. But everybody else, they've been training. So yeah, there's a good chance we'd see Savio, regardless of scoreline. I think there's a very good chance we'll see him, just get him on the pitch, just to be able to say he has played for City, he's made his debut, and it's on the way. I think there's a very good chance that just happens.
Like when Grealish made his debut against Leicester that time, the one we lost. Was it Leicester?
Yeah, Leicester was his debut. It was his first game, and it was kind of just like, even though we lost, it was, no, he's played for us now. And then we lost to Tottenham, didn't we? Which he also played.
We lost 1-0. Right, let's hop into predicted 11. Has Joe got new graphics for us? Is there? Have you got something to show the chat, Joe?
Potentially, perchance.
Potentially. All right. I see.
I may have gone last night and updated all the pictures, because new pictures dropped in the new kit.
Hit the likes, man. Hit the likes, people. Let's get to 50 likes, man. I know it's an afternoon stream, so there's less of you here than usually for the late night chat. But if you're here, you're locked in, hit the like button, get involved in the predicted 11. And big up again for 9.2k, man. We're less than 800 away from 10k. We'll have a big party at 10k, man. We'll have to have some sort of maybe a piss up on stream. I don't know. We'll do a giveaway too. We'll celebrate at 10k. But anyway, let's hop into the predicted 11. You watched a lot more preseason than me, Joe. I only really saw the Chelsea game, and at that, I was watching the Chelsea game in the pub on my phone on a stream. So I was kind of half watching it. So like last night in the Big Six, someone asked me how we got on in preseason, and I was like, yeah, we won one and drew 2. And I was like, and then all the chat were like, you lost 2. I was like, did we? Didn't even fucking know. Anyways, listen, you're gonna have to probably lead the way with this predicted 11 a little bit more than me. So do you wanna maybe lead it, kick us off?
I mean, do we count Barcelona as a loss because it was on penalties, or is it a draw?
I don't know. I just don't care either, really.
Neither do I. I didn't know why there was a penalty shootout for a draw in pre-season anyway. Like, why do we need a winner? It's pre-season.
I don't know. A lot of the big six chat just really don't like me. Really don't. I don't know what I ever did to them, but they don't like me. So whenever I say anything wrong that's factual, they fucking grill me, like like a fucking pig on a spit. But yeah, well, I don't care what the results were in preseason. Neither do I really care what the result is tomorrow. So anyway, let's crack on. Let's crack on. Real Mario or Briggsy says Ortega Nets. Does that seem the likelihood for you?
Yeah, because it's a cup match, and usually cup match means sub goalkeeper. I know Edison's played a couple of Community Shields, but it's kind of been because we've had no backup. Like, he played the one. Did he play? I don't think he played against Arsenal. I really don't think he did, but I know he played the one against Liverpool because Ortega had only just signed. So. Yeah, I think it's Ortega. Like, I remember Claudio Bravo playing Community Shield, so he's at the club. He played pre-season, so I assume he's in goal.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we go. Oh, look at the new graphics, though. Oh, the stream's lagging again, man.
Are we lagging?
Are we lagging, people? It must be YouTube, Joe. It must be YouTube.
Well, I'm completely fine again. There's nothing on my end.
Yeah, man, YouTube's killing us here.
It's fine. No, it's not fine on my phone. It's YouTube because I'm looking on my phone and it's going mad.
Yeah, I know. I've got it up on my PC here. It must be YouTube. It has to be YouTube because yours on your OBS is grand.
My OBS is fine. Even on the live studio, I'm looking at it on the YouTube studio. Fine. It looks fine. I'm looking at stream settings, like analytics.
Sorry about this, people. It's
all it
YouTube.
says is stream is healthy. That's all it tells me. And, the feed looks fine to me, so I genuinely don't know.
Oh, it seems okay on my screen at the minute, so we may as well carry on. I like the new graphic.
Let me just try something real quick. Right, I've tried clicking stop streaming and then immediately clicking start streaming on my OBS. So that's the only thing I can think that might fix it. Because after that, I'm at a loss, to be honest.
Well, we'll carry on. It seems okay on my screen.
Okay, right. Let's continue. Back four.
Back four. No Kyle Walker, no John Stones.
Got a guess? Got anyone that you think might play? I've got two that I think I nailed on to start.
Rico.
Yeah, Rico Lewis played in pre-season. Vardiol also played in pre-season. I think those are the fullbacks, to be honest.
I think they are too. Big game for Rico, man. Big game for Rico. Big season for Rico. I expect his minutes to be a good bit higher than they were last season. Vardiol, we know what Vardiol's about. So that kind of picks itself. Centre halves. Diaz and Ake?
I was leaning Diaz and Akanji because Ake made the semi-final
yes,
of
the
Euros. So I was kind of leaning more towards it being more likely that whoever got knocked out first is probably going to play. And my guess is Akanji
I can
and
run
Diaz.
It's
100% going to be wrong because it's impossible to predict the Community Shield, but we'll roll with it. I don't think there's any chance that Calvin Phillips gets another game at centre back. I don't even have him prepared for the graphics.
Could he? Could Calvin Phillips play?
I doubt it. Considering Akanji, Ake, and Diaz are all in training, I doubt it. I very much doubt it.
All right. Okay. Right. Well, then number 6, Kovacic.
Yeah, kind of. We really don't really have anyone else. Rodri's just not there, and Calvin Phillips. The less said about him, the better.
Right. And this is where I get stuck now. The two number 8s. The two number 8s. McAtee, one maybe.
I could see it. I'm kind of leaning towards him actually playing, to be honest. But next to him, I'm at a loss. It could be De Bruyne. for all I know. He played against Arsenal last year. Could be Bernardo.
But De Bruyne only started training 2 days ago.
I know, that's the thing. It was like, but it could be him because he was one of the first players that got knocked out.
I'm gonna say actually, yeah, I'm gonna say De Bruyne starts and comes off after like an hour.
Yeah, which is exactly what he did last year in the Community Shield. He played like an hour and came off, even though we needed a goal. He still came off.
Yeah. Right. May as well put Haaland into his home.
Yeah, Haaland goes
Grealish
into his
on the left.
natural habitat. The front three is easy. No, genuinely, it's the exact same as pre-season. It's literally just. I think whoever plays in front of Kovacic is. I mean, your guess is as good as mine. Quite literally, I don't know.
Kukurea gonna pocket Haaland.
Kukurea isn't even gonna play.
Kukurea.
He ain't even gonna play me.
The fuck's wrong with that guy, man?
Oh, what a geezer. I mean, the only four I don't know is the midfield, the two ahead of Kovacic in midfield. It could be anyone, and then whoever plays at centre back, it could be anyone. But I imagine at least one of Diaz, Akanji, or Ake is going to play. At least
Yeah,
one.
I agree. Look, I think that team we've got there is the best we can conjure up for now. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. It's hard. I think we'll have a slightly better idea for Chelsea and a better idea again for Ipswich. Like this time of the year, for the next three months, people. Yeah, the next 3-4 months, expect Pep Roulette to be in full flow, because before Christmas, Pep likes to dick around with different styles, different personalities, different formations. So. And also expect something new. Expect to see something we've never seen before. What that is, I can't tell you, but he always adds something new.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. This is all very much exciting.
Oscar Bob, he walks through defensive blocks. Bob will assist Haaland. I hope so, Devious. I don't see why not. Chelsea strengthened too. Arsenal won't stand a chance this season. Chelsea, are they strengthening? I don't know.
Strengthening, they have like 50 players, man. They can field like 4 different starting 11s. I know what? They ain't strengthening. I don't like Neto, yeah, good player, but like he'd probably walk into Chelsea and be one of their best players. It's Pedro Neto. Like it's not a good team. Like that Chelsea game I know it's going to be different when we play them in the league, but that pre-season game that we played against Chelsea was comical. They genuinely passed it to us, like on the edge of their box, about 5 times. Like, yeah, it was good pressing from us, but like, come on, seriously? Like, they lost Thiago Silva and replaced him with guy from Fulham who used to play for us, Tosin, and he's kind of like. Free agent signing, not bad, but like realistically, is it going to take Chelsea to the promised land? Probably not. Like, I mean, let's be frank. Like, they've spent what is it? Are they up to 1.5 billion now? And their best player's still an academy graduate from City.
Yeah. Right. I guess that's kind of it as far as preview for the Community Shield goes, because there's not really much more we can say. No watch along tomorrow, unfortunately, people. I have some family stuff to sort out tomorrow afternoon, so I can't really commit to the watch along properly. When I do watch alongs, I want to commit to them properly. I will do one for Chelsea in Stamford Bridge. You can put that in your diaries if you want to join us for that. But tomorrow, like I said, I've got a few personal things to sort out. We're hoping to go live straight after the game tomorrow at full time because, like I said, tomorrow evening, afternoon, I've got a lot of stuff to sort out. So no late night chat, but we'll be back then Sunday for late night chat too. So plenty of content to come up over the next around the Community Shield. And like I said, there is a very important video coming out. We recorded it yesterday about Jack Grealish. It's if you watch the Savio video, it's on like 3,500 views now, which is amazing. Thank you all for watching it and showing love to it. Joe edits. Joe's working on his editing and he's getting so good at it. Trust me, people, it means a lot when you guys hit the like button and interact with that video. And we're gonna make more of those style videos rather than just videos of me talking to a camera. We're gonna add graphics and images and music, that kind of stuff, more engaging for you guys, to proper content, actual videos. So that's gonna come out, I'd imagine, over the next 3-4 days, maybe 2, depending on how quick Joe can edit, but I don't want him to rush it. So when that comes out, please, I'll remind you again to interact with it. Genuinely, we love making these videos. We want to make more of them. So it's up to you guys to show love to them. But yeah, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any Community Shield content, the Grealish video, anything coming out. Subscribe if you're new. 9.2k now, on the road to 10k. We're well and truly on the way. So share it around, tell people to subscribe. Big up Professional Idiot again, my king, my brother. Locked in for another season with you, man. And yeah, let's get the ball rolling, man. Let's get started, and we'll see you tomorrow for the Community Shield. Enjoy the rest of your days, Blues, and your weekends. Wrap her up, Joe.